It's a Cringe 2, Pink Sniper here, and if you've really been paying attention recently, you would guess that, we're, I don't even know what I'm saying, as you can see, I don't really script anything, but I feel like talking about Pokemon, because, I like video games, and I like Pokemon, so, fuck it, Pokemon. And, the thing is, Pokemon I've been playing since I was like a kid, my first Pokemon game, Pokemon White, I played that when I was like 3 years old or something. And it's just a fun game, the whole series. And really, like, everyone's always complaining about how the new games are so easy, even though every single Pokemon game is easy. It's just you kind of suck when you were a kid. Like, trust me, I sucked as a kid. I've like replayed Pokemon White, like, recently during quarantine, and like that game was so easy. I steamrolled it. I think every old Pokemon game was easy. It's just everyone's like, no, every Pokemon game is easy. Now, some are easier than others. I definitely believe Pokemon X and Y are the easiest Pokemon games in the series. But even since the beginning, like, even Gen Waters need to shut up. Pokemon Red and Blue are like some of the easiest Pokemon. Like, one of the easiest. I think Pokemon was the hardest in Gen 3 and 4. And that's really it. Besides, then, like, the rest of Pokemon games are kind of easy. And, like, I don't know. It's just a really fun series, and I just really enjoy the games. And I don't know, I feel like now I got that out of the way, I kind of low-key want to shit on the Pokemon community. There's just so many cringy people playing it. Like, I don't get it twisted. There's a lot of cool people in the Pokemon community just doing like game, just doing their life. But there's just so many cringy people, especially with the competitive scene. Just some people just really bitch about pointless shit, and I don't know, man. I used to be into Pokemon. I'm like starting to get back into it, like recently during quarantine, which is kind of cool. I'm going to Showdown recently. I don't own a Switch, so I can't play Sword and Shield, but like I was like kind of competitive when Sun and Moon first came out. Like, okay, I was competitive like in Gen 6, like maybe House Sapphire and Sun and Moon, but I wasn't that good because I was like, fuck. Oh shit, that's 4 years ago. Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, like I wasn't trying like that back then even, but yeah, like I kept it back then. And I like all of a sudden Ultra Moon came and I was like, I'm not gonna spend $40 on the same fucking game as Sun and Moon. So yeah, I did on that, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna skip that game. But then I don't have a Switch because, broke nigga, so, didn't get Sword and Shield. Honestly, if I was Switch, I might get it. And like, the thing is, everyone shits on Sword and Shield, but it's like, I mean, deservedly so. Like, for $60 is way too much. Like, if they charge you $40, I wouldn't really complain, but it's $60. Like, I understand why it's kind of rushed, because, like, they're supposed to make a whole, like, game for a console, and like the limited development time, and like I understand their business model and shit, and it's like, I don't know all the parts to it, but it's like, I mean, it's not horrible, I think there's so many better games you can get for $60. Breath of the Wild $60, Mario Odyssey $60, Sword and Shield should not be $60. Plus also DLC on top, so you're going to spend like, end of the day, $90 on that game. But and for what it is, it's fine, I seen YouTubers play the whole game, my friend had a Switch and had the game, so I just played a little bit on it. It's fine, it's a Pokemon game, it's like, I think you really can go wrong with it. Like, the gameplay doesn't really change that much, so it's the same basic game, deep, like, in the heart. And everyone like yelling about what is it, Exit? Yeah. Me, I don't know. Like, it sucks, and like Pokemon coming back to the deal, but at the same time, though, maybe for the competitive scene, I think it's like interesting for me. Like, this is my personal opinion. I know not everyone's going to disagree with me. Like, cause like I'm getting competitive Pokemon now, and I'm just so glad Smeargle was gone. To be honest here, there's some Pokemon I'm like, at first I was like, oh no, oh, Pokemon are back there. Now I figure like Pokemon like Smeargle aren't here. I'm just glad actually. I'm like, yes, thank you. No, like it sucks for the people who like Smeargle like that. When I found out Smeargle wasn't there, because I didn't, it was when like, because they not Switch, I didn't really keep up with Sword and Shield. I was like, it doesn't have all Pokemon, whatever. I'm not getting the game anyway. But then I figured out I'm getting back quarantined. Smeargle is in the game. I'm like so happy. Smeargle's trash. It's so not trash, but it's so toxic. I hate Smeargle so much. Like Pokemon like that. It's not just Smeargle. I'm just like playing Smeargle. There is a bunch of Pokemon I just don't like that aren't in the game. I kind of wish Mungus wasn't in the game. Like I hate that Mungus is back. I think there's some Pokemon in the game be so much healthier. It wasn't like those Pokemon weren't there, and there's some moves that I wish were also in the game. Like, I hate Ally Switch, I hate Beat Up, I hate so many fucking moves I hate. But like, in my opinion, it just doesn't make the game as fun or predictable. And there's ways to go around it. Like here's the thing: if you don't if you're looking at Pokemon, you don't design your team keeping in mind that your opponent might have some Mungus and can like literally demolish your team. You're just going to get demolished if you run into Mungus. Like, you always need an answer to Mungus when you're making a team, which kind of sucks. Like, sure, like, Mungus isn't completely broken, because there's ways to get around it. Because it's a Mungus, it's one Pokemon, not every Pokemon has spores, and it's like, get a good grass type Pokemon, get a Pokemon with Sword, get a Pokemon safety goggles you want, good, flying type. I mean, lost Mungus is cold Cobra Berry, so might want to have a good fire type Pokemon, or just get Indeed and expanded force and Psychic Curate. I don't know. If you don't understand Pokemon like that, you don't understand what I'm talking about. Honestly, yeah, that makes sense. That means you have a life. Man. Here's the thing: Pokemon, like this Pokemon in general, is so slept on. I think, like, of course, people in the community understand, but like people outside Pokemon, they just don't get like how complicated Pokemon can be, because like Pokemon, because like one, there's IVs, because they have like the idea, in nature, go to cats are equal strength, so we give these individual values, and some cats can be stronger than others. But of course, you want to be competitive. You're like, we're going to make sure the IVs are maxed, so they basically IVs basically values add 2 strength Pokemon. It's randomized, but then you can like either breed it with Gen it. Honestly, it's like just Gen all your Pokemon. I used to be a little whiny bitch, like, no, Gen, don't cheat. No, just, it's not even cheat, because it doesn't give you an advantage anyway. Like, actually, in the actual in the battle, because you save you time. That's all Genning does in Pokemon. I just recommend go to Showdown, and then after you find out what team you want, just Gen into your actual game. It's not that good, man. As long as you don't give it illegal moves, like you give a Mungus U-turn. Oh, please don't do that. Like, you just give moves to Mungus, bro. I'll just hate you, man. I mean, you can't even go online with that. Just checks and make sure, like, hey, you don't give Mungus illegal stats or something. Like, but if you like Gen it, but like it's still legit, all you did is just save yourself time breeding. It's like, here's the thing about breeding. I don't know, I'm just going to complete rant about Pokemon. Breeding is not that hard. And like, making your team like Lake Genning isn't that hard. I did it before. I think when I played Pokemon like that, years ago. Like, I made all my teams legit. It's not that hard. Like, Gens, they added like a lot of like quality of life shit to make it easier. Same time though, it did take time. Like, you can like breed a perfect IV, good nature, and get all the EVs on Pokemon like 20 minutes. Like, it's Sun and Moon. Like on average, like 20-30 minutes. It's not that hard, but then if you want to do that for a whole team, then it adds up. Like, okay, then you have 3 hours. Like, it depends what you're going for. Like, yeah, 2-3 hours. And it's like, it's not that hard. You can do it. But it's like, you can do a lot faster if you just Gen it. It's like, I mean, I think like people just still breed sometimes. It really depends. If you're like going to Worlds and you need perfect IVs for legendaries, the software setting. But yeah, like for worlds, instead of like software setting like 5 billion times, it's just more efficient. You just gen it. But I don't know. And I've been competitive Pokemon like Deadass. Like there's a lot of other shit I like about Pokemon. You know, the music slaps. Honestly, I think Pokemon has some of the best soundtracks, like in any video game, like Deadass. Like it's just so good. Like it's like, I don't know, it's just really catchy and memorable. Which I feel like a lot of video game music, like besides like the legendary ones, like you know Zelda, Mario games, like you know Persona games. Like I don't know, I feel like some games, because like, that's my problem with Breath of the Wild soundtrack. I know it's a completely different topic, but like Breath of the Wild soundtrack is good. It just wasn't as memorable as other Zelda games. So I'm like, okay, like only a few like standout tracks, and then the rest is like ambient sound. And it's fine, it works for the game, but like I prefer, you know, the Marquee Theme and Ocarina of Time. You know, like either Dragon Ball Not Land and World Waker. Like I prefer more like catchy, memorable themes. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah. Pokemon, it is fun to play it. Even the Pokemon spin-offs are good. So yeah, I think I said enough. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna drag that any longer. Got that 10 minutes. So yeah.